All right, in this quick tutorial, we're going to show you how to set up a campaign. So in the campaign header, very first thing you're going to notice is there's 3 different types of messages you can send depending on the level of access you have to Sprout. So in this tutorial, you'll see that there's SMS, which is simply just a 160 character message, and MMS, which is a multimedia text with pictures. You can actually use up to 1,600 characters and 5 pictures in this text, but you do have to keep it below 500 kilobytes. So you'll see there is a meter when you're creating this message. And also we have email. But today what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on a multimedia message. And the first thing you're going to do is you're going to hit that toggle, and then you're going to select the date that you're going to send that. So in this case, we'll send this on May 13th. We'll send it at 10 a.m. Also, always be aware of the clock in the upper right to make sure you're on the proper time zone. And at that point, what you're going to do is you're going to pick the list that you're going to send this message to. So within here will be all the different lists that you've set up. I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. You'll also notice that now it says there's 16 people in that list. And there's also an Apply Smart Filters button that pops up here. Within the Smart Filters, this is where I could actually send to a specific area code or zip code. Maybe you're in a transient location that attracts lots of tourists. Maybe you want to just send to those that have, in this case, maybe a Colorado phone number or a Nevada phone number, something like that. This is where you would do that. You also, within the demographics, could go through and send, as long as you're capturing this data on a survey or in another way, maybe through the point of sale, you'll be able to go in here and send something to just men or just women or just those that were born in February, let's say. You also have the ability to create groups. A group could be just an internal test group that you send messages to before you send to everybody else. If there's a test group created, they would be in here. You could select that. And if you see that potential number of recipients up there says 16, if I hit Roger test, you can see it drops to 0 because there's nobody in that test group. So I'm going to remove that, and you'll see that pops right back to 16. Custom will be all the answers that are populated on surveys. So it's kind of slick in here because you'll be able to say, I only want to send this message to those that said, that they liked flour and caviar gold, let's say. You can put those check marks in there, and then your list will send only to those folks that have answered a survey in that certain way. And then lastly, over here under transactions, currently this is only available for Greenbits users. This is pulling transaction data in. You'll have the ability to segregate your list on purchase date, dollar of purchase, and product type. This is coming online in the later parts of 2020 for more point of sale systems like MJ Freeway, Trees, LeafLogix, FlowHub, etc. But right now this is available just for Greenbits. Sometimes when you click on that button, you'll notice a date is populated in there. You always want to make sure that date is not in there, because what it'll do is it'll take your number of recipients from 16 or 1,600 down to 0 if there's a date in there. So let's close that out. Once we close that out, you'll notice that I have a blank screen here. So I'm just going to say Happy Tuesday. And as I type Happy Tuesday, you'll also notice that it shows up over here. As I mentioned earlier about the 500,000 kilobyte limit. Now, again, you have a limit of 1,600 characters in this box, but you do have an overall limit of 500 kilobytes. And where that comes into play is when you start uploading images. So if you start uploading some high definition images, you'll notice that you might take your 500 kilobyte limit and blow it out of the water. So if you do have a high def picture, what you want to do is maybe if you take a screenshot of it and you save it as a JPEG, you can take it from like a 600 kilobyte picture all the way down to like a 60 kilobyte picture and make sure that it fits. A lot of times if you're unable to upload an image, it's because the image is too big. So just keep in mind of that limit. The ideal picture is a 300 by 300. So another thing to keep in mind as you're uploading. As I continue to scroll here, you'll notice that you have the ability to upload a coupon. So if I go and I hit select a coupon, this is going to put me in my coupon library. that I've already gone through and created all these great coupons. So maybe I want to create a, a first time offer of 10% off or something like that. When people join your text club, you can then go ahead, hit OK. That'll populate the coupon in there. And then, of course, I always want to put an expiration date. You don't have to, but it's a good idea, because what it does is it builds some nice anticipation to get people in. So if you want to create something that expires in 2 days, you could then go in here and then create, this baby's going to expire at 1 o'clock on May 14th, let's say. You can also embed surveys or menus that you've created on your mobile landing pages. That's just available in your marketing database. You could set this up as every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks, send the same message. If you have Wax Wednesday and you have Tincture Thursday or something like that, you can have this go out with the same frequency every week or every 2 weeks, whatever. And then of course you could save it so that you can refer back to it. Now when you're all done here, again, you'll have the ability to preview this on the right, but you also want to always send yourself a preview just to make sure that everything is formatted correctly. If you like that everything is formatted correctly, you could then go ahead and save and schedule. And as long as the send date is before the actual date in your upper right, you'll be good to go. Now, the other thing I'll just mention real quick is if you are putting a coupon in here, the coupon will not show on a preview because those are dynamically created on a send. So what you can do is if you're putting a coupon on an opt-in message, just simply text your keyword to 411669 to see that coupon. But if you're putting it into a campaign, then create a group with your number in it and send this message using the smart filters specifically to that group so that you can see and act on that coupon and make sure that it's formatted correctly. So that's how you send and set up a campaign. If you have further questions or would like a one-on-one, send us an email to hello@sprout.online or contact your account manager directly. Thanks.